is our fundamental love for humanity. It's our love for each other.
The pain of rejection and abuse tied to your identity.
So I learned more about my own love by virtue of experiencing the grief.
You started your career working with children as a special education teacher. What did those early years teach you about resilience and human connection?
We are so strong as human beings. I watched children and their families. I watched them struggle with some of the biggest challenges that you could imagine having. You know, the disabilities kids face and the challenges that gave their families. And then I watched people find some inner strength. You know, and sometimes like, where did you pull from? Like, where did that strength come from? And so I really became humbled by people's resilience and inner strength. I got tested myself later in life when my first husband died of AIDS way back in 1988. He died of AIDS. And I, at that point, saw for myself, wow, I'm pulling from somewhere, like some inner strength to get through this. But I had learned it from those kids and those families way back as a special ed teacher. And I really do think that the core of that inner strength is our fundamental love for humanity. It's our love for each other. It's where we pull from. It's where we ultimately get our strength. But that's what I learned about resilience was back with those kids and families. And it was an important, humbling lesson that served me later in life. And I honor people all the time for their resilience. What people are able to stand up in the face of, the challenges people are able to get through, I think is amazing. And I'm always humbled by it.
Yes, yeah, we learn from each other. We learn from experiences. So I do agree with what you're saying, that, you know, the struggles and what the parents as well as the children who have special educational needs go through is quite enormous. I have a child with special needs, so I understand where you're coming from. It's a lot of work. It's like if you have one child that's got special needs, it's like taking care of 2 or 3 children. Sometimes these resources are not adequate. They're not enough.
Most of the time, they're not. Yes.
I do resonate with what you say. Learn. It's a new day. You learn every day when you have children with special educational needs.
Bless you for your parenting.
Thank you. You've often spoken about your own childhood, the pain of rejection and abuse tied to your identity and how it shaped you. You've actually said a bit about it earlier on. That's such a powerful and vulnerable part of your story. Would you share how those early experiences became part of your transformation and your calling to help others?
Yeah, so those early experiences were, on the one hand, troubling. I'll give you one other just like tiny little vignette. Is my family, my nuclear family, my mom, my dad, my sister, and I, we moved away from our extended family. And we were the first people to ever move away. You know, so we moved in the States from the state of New York to the state of Indiana, which is, you know, a few hundred miles. So it's not like the end of the earth. But nonetheless, it was the first time anybody had moved away from the area. And I remember as we drove away in the car, I remember looking out the back window of the car, and my grandmother was so upset she literally fell on the ground crying. And I looked back at my parents like, are we just going to drive away and leave her there? And we just drove away. I couldn't believe we did that. So the point is that in a moment like that, it was so upsetting to like think that, I thought our love mattered. I thought our love really mattered for something. It was so confronting to realize, wait, love isn't the most important thing being honored here. But at the same time, it had me get present to my love. So the other side of the pain or the other side of the grief was my love. So I learned more about my own love by virtue of experiencing the grief. And so that's where I got committed for people that our love can carry the day. I really do assert when you and I are free, we love. Free from what? Free from judgment, free from opinion, free from resentment, free from regret, free from fear. When we're free, we love. So the job isn't to try to have people become more loving. The job is to free them up from opinions, resentments, fears. And when you do free people up, they naturally love. I'm very committed to that. So that was all part of the lesson I learned through those experiences.
Be safe and be positive. And don't forget to check out our social media handles. Thank you. Bye for now.